Hi, my name is Leslie Berger, and I would like to welcome you to Renew. Renew is a show about the College of Forest Resources at Mississippi State University. The college promotes and enables the conservation management of wise use of our natural resources here in the state of Mississippi and around the world. Today's show is going to feature one of the three departments within the College of Forest Resources, the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts. And here to represent that department is graduate student Tarandu, I'm going to check my notes, Karunata. I apologize because I think I did better in my pronunciation of your name when we were visiting before the start of the show than I am now, but thank you for
No
joining
problem.
us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me today.
So you are not originally from the United States. That's why people like me probably stumble over your name frequently.
Yeah.
So what brought you here?
Yeah. I'm originally from Sri Lanka, and I did my bachelor's in chemistry back in Sri Lanka, and I completed my bachelor's in 2014. And I came to USA in 2017 to pursue my master's degree in chemistry at Wayne State University, Michigan. And during my master's degree, I learned more about the inorganic chemistry and material chemistry stuff. And meanwhile, I got an interest towards the environmental side, and I knew that there is an opportunity here at the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts through one of my colleagues here at MSU. And I came here in 2020 to pursue my PhD degree, and currently I'm in the second year under Dr. Gile Zhang. Okay.
So chemistry, that's not a field that gets a lot of attention. So why chemistry?
From my undergrad, before my undergrad, in my high school also I had an interest towards chemistry. Then after my advanced level studies, I decided to pursue an undergraduate degree in chemistry because I liked that field. Then I got a good I performed well in my undergrad, and then I could apply for scholarship for masters in US. So I got an opportunity in the Wayne State University. So then after that, I got this opportunity here at MSU.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you that my only C's as an undergraduate are in chemistry. So it's not necessarily my favorite subject, although I really enjoy biochemistry, and that's actually in part where you are working, and not so much with living creatures on that side of biochemistry, but you're still working with this idea of renewable resources.
Yeah.
So when you're in the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts, you're talking about renewable resources. What does that mean to you?
So renewable resources means in worldwide there are like a lot of sustainable bioproducts can be used, which are like the bioproducts in different industries. So we can use them for value-added products or value-added processes. So that's why I was interested in the environmental side. So right. That's why I grabbed this opportunity.
So rather than just taking the resources and use them one time, then you're talking about value-added products. So how can we take perhaps the waste products that come out of making paper, for example, and be able to use those for some other original idea that we've never even perhaps thought about?
Yeah, so in paper industry, over like 70 million tons worldwide, the byproducts can be used can be used as lignin. And recently I started a research project which is graphene in concrete. So in my current project, we make bio-based graphene through lignin, and lignin is provided by the byproduct of the paper industry. And so we have our patented catalytic thermal conversion process of making bio-based graphene from lignin, and from that we make bio-based graphene, and we reinforce this bio-based graphene into concrete. So why are we doing this? We all know that carbon dioxide emission is a threat to the world, but most of us don't know that 8% of this carbon dioxide emissions is causing from the cement manufacturing. So if we can reduce the carbon dioxide emission by reducing the cement, it will be beneficial to the environment. So how can we do this? We reinforce graphene into cement, and we reduce the usage of cement, and therefore the overall carbon dioxide emission will be reduced. And so by doing this, we hope like 20% of cement usage will be reduced, and after that we expect the cost, total cost will be reduced by 20% as well, the concrete overall cost of concrete production. And when we reinforce graphene into concrete, the mechanical strength of concrete, or the compression strength, will be enhanced, and we expect that it will be enhanced by 25%.
So let me see I get this right. So you take waste products from the paper industry, and that paper contains lignin, and you're able to take that waste product that comes out of that lignin and convert that into, through a chemical process, into graphene. And you take that graphene and you use that to replace cement in the concrete making process. And when you replace some of the cement in the concrete, you reduce carbon emissions, you increase the strength of your concrete, you're reusing what had been a waste item from another industry, the paper industry, and you're reusing it, so you're reducing the environmental waste. And it costs less?
It is costless. So comparing to our competitors, the competitors are making the graphene from the graphite. So graphite is taken from mining, and when they are making it, a lot of hazardous chemicals are using. So but in our process, we don't use the hazardous chemicals. And we use our patented catalytic thermal conversion process, which we only use gases to get the peel off the graphene from core shell nanoparticles. And so the price wise, like because we take the biomass waste and produce lignin, we can sell it for like 10 cents per gram. Meanwhile, the competitor price will be 75 cents per gram.
So it is a cost saving. So I read a newspaper article about some of the work that you and your research supervisor are doing, and you have kind of proven this concept at a small scale in the labs, but now you're getting ready to test it on a larger scale with a concrete or with industry partners. Is that correct?
Yes, we got an invitation from a masonry concrete manufacturer company in Columbus. So we in near time we gonna after our lab testing we are going to do it in the industrial scale as well.
Right. So many people don't recognize that, when you see a product you buy on the shelf or whatever, that there's this process that's involved. Someone, thought about it, tested it out in the lab, and found a process that worked. But you don't just immediately take what's happening there on a very small scale, very controlled environment in a laboratory, and then automatically go out there and start manufacturing it on a big scale. So what you're having to do then is to test to see if you can scale it up and have it make sense. Be able to produce the graphene and the quantities that you need, and does it harden in the mixer or whatever. I mean, there's questions you don't even think about, perhaps, in the lab scale, that in the operational scale really need to be considered before it can become something widely used. So where do you see yourself going next after you solve this problem for us?
Now I'm in the second year in my PhD, so after completing my PhD, I would like to go to the industry as an environmental chemist or environmental scientist, and I have another goal to go to my country, Sri Lanka, and serve as an environmental scientist, because the sustainable bioproducts, the usage of sustainable bioproducts to value-added products or the processes in Sri Lanka is still developing now. So I just want to contribute to that field.
Yeah, well, that's great that you can take what you're learning here and bring it back to your home country and be able to improve things there. And you know, that's a win environmentally, not just for your country, but for us globally. That is the problem with CO2 emissions, is it doesn't stay like hovering over the U.S. or hovering over Sri Lanka. We all get to share in that. So your work actually contributes to solving global problems, which is really, really very interesting. So, and we don't have just a whole lot of time left, so really quickly, what do you think will be one of the things you look back at your time at Mississippi State and say, man, that was just the best thing? Besides being on this TV show.
You're asking me like...
yeah, in the future, when you look back at Mississippi State, what was memorable to you? What do you think will be memorable to your time here?
Okay, this time I spent in the lab in the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts and hanging out with my colleagues, that's an awesome experience. And I'm from a different culture, and so when I came here to US at first, so I was just getting used to the culture, but I used to it during my masters. But when I came to Mississippi State, I was just got used to it very much. So I like all the experiences, moving with different people, and yeah. So,
well, I'm glad that you think that your time that you'll look back on is the people that you met while you're here in the U.S. in a positive way. That's a positive thing. So that's a good thing. I really appreciate you coming and visiting with me. I really am excited about the work that you're doing. I learned a whole lot today.
Thank you, and thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Well, good. And it's just really cutting edge stuff, and it's good to see that kind of work is coming out of the department, and they're using graduate students who can learn and then go out and share. So I wish you the best as you move forward.
Thank you so much.
For the rest of you that joined us here today at Renew, I hope you have come away with a greater appreciation for some of the really interesting work that's happening here in the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts. I know I did, and I hope that you did as well. To learn a little bit more about how we can reuse our bioproducts, the things that are waste products, and actually convert those into something that betters our environment and provides contributes to the overall sustainability of the world that we live in. I've been your host, Leslie Berger, and I hope to see you again soon.